Hi, and thank you for joining me. In this presentation, I'll be introducing the basics of data flow and security strategies. I will explain the different states of data, how data can be secured in each state, and why it's important to protect that data. By the end, you will have a foundational understanding of data security in a digital world. We will begin by explaining the flow of data. It can exist in three different states: at rest, in use, or in transmission. Data at rest is stored and not actively being used. Think of the files on your computer or in the cloud storage. Data in use is when it's actively being worked on. Think of editing a document in Word or Excel. Lastly, data in transmission is data that is moving across the internet or network. An example is when you send an email or you're browsing the web. There are three different strategies that are needed depending on whether the data is at rest, in use, or in transmission. For data at rest, focus on encryption and making sure only authorized users have access to it. For data in use, secure coding practices and memory protection help ensure that data is safe while being processed. For data in transmission, encryption and VPNs ensure data security during transmission. Next, we will talk about securing data in each state. Data at rest. We use encryption to lock the data and ensure no one can open it without the correct key. Security control helps restrict access to authorized users. Data in use. Protection during processing is key. Using memory protection to secure temporary data. Secure programming helps to avoid creating vulnerabilities in software. Lastly, data in transmission. We will use encryption such as SSL, TLS to secure data while it's transferred. VPNs are also used to create a secure pathway to prevent external interception. Data at rest is often the most secure state. Data at rest is protected by encryption and access control, making it harder to steal or access without permission. Data in transmission can be secure but requires proper encryption like SSL or TLS or VPN to prevent interception. Data in use is the most vulnerable state because it's being processed and worked with, so extra measures like memory protection and secure coding are needed. For this slide, I will explain the key differences between data stored in a computer system and data moving across the network. Data in a computer system is secured using methods like encryption and access control to protect local files and databases. In contrast, data across the network requires additional protections like encryption and secure communication channels to ensure the data remains safe as it moves between devices or systems. To reiterate what we've learned, data at rest needs encryption and access control. Data in use requires secure coding and memory protection, and data in transmission should always be encrypted and protected with VPNs. Thanks for joining.